Jean-Christophe, what a pleasure to be here with you.
Well, fantastic. Yeah, welcome in Rome.
Thank you very
to
much.
Roma.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And I have to say, so I was telling you earlier, the exact line I wrote when I had the opportunity to hold this watch, look at it, put it on my wrist, was that the sound of the mic drop of the horological achievement represented by the Bulgari Octo Finissimo Ultra will be heard in every watchmaking region in Switzerland, because Bulgari, once thought of as a jewelry brand, has just demonstrated it is probably one of the most, if not the most technically innovative watch brand in the world. So congratulations.
So thank you so much, because said by an expert as you are, world recognized.
Yes.
This is really something very touching, especially to my team, because as you can imagine, this has been possible just because passionate people have put all their talents together to create the impossible. And this is really the impossible. Already, when we started the Finissimo saga 8 years ago, it was a major breakthrough. It was a reinvention of all mechanical principles, because it was not about making each component a bit smaller. It was about rethinking and reinventing the mechanical watch so that it would be markedly and significantly thinner than ever before, to fit with a modern gentleman, often dressed in slim fit.
Yes.
And surrounded also by a contemporary world and not, an ancient world, so that style-wise the watch was also not only thin but was very, very modern. And when we started this project in 2019, it was the reinvention not of the mechanical watch, it was a reinvention of Octo, because when you compare the thickness of this watch to the existing world record, it's really something which is just amazing. It's a world record. The existing one looks like if it were a regular watch.
Yes.
Still, it's a world record, because when you look at a regular watch, it's much, much thinner.
Absolutely.
But here, we have really made a total new breakthrough. And when I say reinvention, to get there, obviously, we have capitalized on everything we learned through the Finissimo saga and the first 7 world records, and we learned a lot. But at the same time, to get there, which is really a major breakthrough versus the existing world record, we had to rethink again the mechanical watch, getting down to 170 components only, a bit as we did on Piccolissimo, less components,
right,
but not compromising, obviously, with the chronometry. This will be most likely COSC certified, which is amazing.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's incredible, and not compromising with the quality, because it's not a concept watch, it's a commercial watch. We have 10 to start with, because it's the 10th anniversary of the Octo saga, started in 2012. And 10 corresponds also more or less to the capacity we have, as this watch is as complicated as a Grand Sonnery.
Wow.
It may have only 170 components, but they are so small that to craft them is technologically hugely complex. And then to assemble them and to tune them for the right chronometry is something never ever seen before. And therefore we don't have a huge capacity in terms of ultra qualified manpower to craft more than 10, 15 per year, the same as for all the other grand complications.
That's incredible. What you said about this not being a concept watch, but a fully realized timepiece that someone can put on their wrist and enjoy immediately, was the first thing that struck me, because it's so beautifully realized. First of all, not just the watch at 1.88 mm in thickness, but also the bracelet, 1.8 mm, and all new deployment class, which you've created as well. But then the level of innovation that you have in there, this incredible differential system for the time setting, the NFT engraved onto the ratchet wheel, the balance wheel on this incredible escapement bridge that also incorporates the escapement wheel, and that is a shock absorber into itself.
The shocks, exactly.
You completely rethought the entire process of putting a watch together. I have to congratulate you on that.
And this, the team did it in just 3 years, which is remarkable, because it's a new watch revolution. So it's the 8th one of the collection and the 8th world record. But at the same time, it's the first one, because it's virtually a new generation, breaking and entering watchmaking into new fields totally unexplored before. Not only, for the mere size of the components, but also because, and it's a paradox, entering the metaverse through a purely mechanical watch innovation.
Right.
And instead of delivering as an NFT a digital execution of the physical watch, offering to our client a true piece of contemporary art.
Wow.
Which has been designed internally and then created together with artificial intelligence, which is a field we've been working extensively in the past year. I mean, you may remember that we had this exhibition in Milan with Rafik Anadol, which was a total new in the world of luxury. And here, for the first time, we bring in watchmaking and FT, which is not only functional, because it is functional, but it's not only functional. You can have, obviously, all the history of the watch, the logbook of the maintenance, the components, everything, but it contains a piece of art. And this makes this watch really not only a masterpiece of watchmaking, but at the same time, the first truly experiential, immersive watch, as it takes you into the world of art through the NFT, and each NFT obviously is totally unique. So we have 10 watches, 10 different QR codes, and 10 different NFTs.
Incredible.
Which are obviously stored in the blockchain.
Okay, question for you as a leader of this incredible brand. How do you continue to have this spirit of incredible innovation? You know, like I would say that to some degree, the industry has been asleep, except maybe with the exception of Bulgari from 2014 to today, non-stop successive world records, the 8th one now, and to take the daringness to create something like this. I mean, you know, it's amazing because you have both the quality and daringness of an independent brand combined with, you know, the authenticity and the watchmaking credibility of a large house. How do you manage a team to have this spirit of such, you know, daring?
Well, I think there are two things. First, this is the unique blending or fusion between the genius and obsession of Italy for beauty, and also somehow the daringness of Italy. And this is embedded in our culture. Not only, but also the integrative spirit of Italy dating back from the Roman Empire, when Roma took the best of Egypt, of Greece, of Persia, of Etruscan cultures to build a culture which then has influenced the subsequent 2,000 years, especially the Western world. And I think that Bulgari is inheriting this kind of tradition of really acknowledging and taking the best of to eventually turn it into something even more superlative.
Right.
And so this integrative culture is really part of our history. It's the way we have built the Roman Empire 2,000 years ago.
Right.
And it's the way we have somehow succeeded in watchmaking, blending, and really trying to integrate. And then the second thing, obviously, is the talent of our people. Our people are a mix of Italian and Swiss. In Neuchâtel, we speak as much Italian as we speak French. In Le Sentier, as well as in Saint-Léger. So our team is really a mix of those two cultures. And it shows because you find in the Finissimo watches, but not only, I mean, same thing for Serpenti Piccolissimo, this pinnacle of micromechanical excellence that you find only in Switzerland, blended artfully with the genius of Italian design, inspired by a city which is unique in the world, Rome, in terms of architecture. And tonight, not surprisingly, we'll celebrate the 10 years in the Pantheon, which is the largest standing temple that old we have in the world, which shellings have directly inspired the shape of this watch. So, and it will be the first time the Pantheon will be handed over for one evening to a private company. And here I want really to thank, I mean, the city, the Ministry of Culture, because it's great that they acknowledge that Bulgari is somehow the flagship of Italian luxury and Italian excellence. And so we're very proud to be acknowledged as such. And this will be really a major celebration because with Ultra, we enter really into a new era, new pages. So it's the number 8, but it's also the number 1.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for inviting me to be here with you, and congratulations also on this. You know, I was joking earlier with Antoine Pin that I can almost go home now because I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the major horological achievement.
To go because first there is the show tonight,
right,
which will be a show also extremely sophisticated because for the first time, I mean, we'll capture the brain emotion of the conductor, and the brain emotion will turn into an algorithm which will dictate the show itself.
Really?
So it's a world first.
Amazing.
Yes, like the NFT in the watch.
Right.
We try to be consistent across the board.
Right.
And then in 10 days, we start Watch and Wonders, where you'll discover plenty of other Octos. So this is just the start of the journey.
So just for that, I will continue to go to Watches and Wonders because I want to see them all. Thank you so much.
You're much welcome.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, guys.